Hey Pulse, warm greetings and heartiest thanks from the Astrology YouTube channel. As you know, it is dedicated to bringing to you all the odds that you need to know and that has remained unheard so long for the purpose of enriching your insights into the den of the Vedic Hindu astrology or the Nadi astrology as you may call it, only for the purpose of helping you to moving forward to a better kind of living. So first of all, I want to mention one of the comments being posted on one of my videos mentioning that there have been many fake accents. But first of all, as I have not introduced myself, the real identity of myself, and it is that I am a teacher of English literature and English language, working under the Board of Secondary Education, Government of West Bengal, India. So it is quite obvious. Such accents are quite obvious appearing in my deliverance of words because of my profession, because of my first professions. And for the guys who wants to have access to the appointment portal either through my website at www.shandipishastrology.com or through WhatsApp booking, I want to tell them that it will not be possible at this moment because of huge rush and also for my engagement into my studies, so that I will be able to come up with more such informative videos for the purpose of enriching your insights into a better kind of living, leading you to the attainment of the moksha, the ultimate freedom in the midst of abundance. So today this video is dedicated to my son Ishan Tata Isharkar. So today the topic of astrologization is going to be the role of the eighth lord across different zodiacs through particular natal charts. Before diving deep into the 8th house, I just want to include a reference to the Gita. According to the Gita, we start moving towards death, or death starts running after us the moment we get distracted from the path of dharma or the religion. Guys, kindly note that by the term religion here I am not referring to being the Hindu or the Christian or the Muslim or the Jains. By the term religion I am referring to the awareness of the just, to the awakening to knowing what is right or wrong, simply the do's and the don'ts of our life. And remember that 8th house signifies loss of that sense of awareness of the just, the sense of being able to discern the right from the wrong, and hence 8th house is rightfully called the house of the death. Now, to know, just simply to better understand the role of the 8th lord in a particular natal chart, you will have to throw a glance on the significance of the 9th house first. 9th house is the house of our luck, the reward to our product till this present birth. And our dharma, or the path of righteousness, whatever you may term it, is only to move forward, staying on the path of righteousness and taking forward that reward. And as 8th house, as you all know, 8th house is 12th from the 9th house. 12th house signifies detachment. So 8th house quite obviously will indicate detachment from the path of our dharma. So wherever the 8th lord posits in a particular natal chart, we tend to get detached from the responsibilities as referred by that particular house 8th lord is positing at in that particular natal chart. So what we all of us should have to do is to perform the responsibilities as referred by the eighth lord, as referred by that particular house eighth lord is positing at. So no more wondering regarding what I should do or what I should not. Simply just do all the duties and perform all the responsibilities very carefully and very sincerely as referred by the house eighth lord is positing at in your particular natal chart. It is as simple as this. So have I got my point clear to you? It is like that you will have to perform all the duties and the responsibilities very carefully and sincerely. Eighth lord is taking you away from. So let's start from the first house. Suppose eighth lord is positing at the first house. So what is first house? First house is the ascendant in your particular natal chart, is your very self, is your basic personality traits, is your social recognition or social image. So if eighth lord posits there, it will try to take you away from the duties towards your very self. So here I will advise you to leave everything behind and shift all your focus to your very self. You should have to take care of yourself very carefully. Shift all your focus to your personal development, to the development of your personality and the behavioral attitude towards the society you are existing in, and see magical things start materializing in your life with recognition running after you. It is as simple as this. Now guys, let's move on to the second house. Second house is the house of our family. Second house is the house of our wealth. Second house is the house of communication through our speech. So when eighth lord posits there, it clearly indicates that we should have to shift all of our focus to the protection, to the duties, to protecting our family and our family wealth. It is the very purpose that you have taken birth, that you have come into this existence. Again, guys, you will have to understand the fact that eighth house is seventh from the second house. And what is seventh house? Seventh house is the house of the spouse. So you will have to be very careful while exchanging words with your spouse, and also even with the in-laws, because healthy relationships, maintaining utter honesty while exchanging sugar-coated words with your in-laws will double the happiness of your spouse, which will in return double smoothen the road for you in this world of Maya. Now, guys, let's move forward and start discussing the third house. Third house is the house of our siblings. Third house is the house of our communication through media. Third house is the house of the fields where both of our hand is required. So shift all your focus to communicating through writing, or shift to the spheres where both of your hand is required. Shift your focus to performing all the responsibilities towards your siblings. And again, guys, here you have to calculate, you have to take into consideration the very calculation that eighth house is sixth from the third house, and sixth house is the house of struggle, is the house of the obstacles being posed in your road towards achieving that height of success that you are enduring in your deepest core of your heart from a very tender age. And eighth house is also the house of the occult. So such kind of planetary position clearly indicates that you will muster in the field of the occult, and your involvement in the occult will make you understand the value of maintaining healthy routine and strict discipline in terms of spending your hard-earned money to avoid getting submerged in debts. And your education and performance in the field of the occult will be such that you will be recognized as the number one in the field of the occult, in the field of the secret mission, or in the field of the research studies. So guys, let's move forward and start discussing the fourth house. Fourth house is the house of happiness. Is the house of happiness of your heart, is the house of your mental peace, is the house of your home, is the house of your luxury vehicles and so on. And eighth house is fifth from the fourth house, and fifth house is the house of higher education. So all the happiness of your heart, all your home, vehicles, luxury will be from your higher education in the field of the occult or your involvement in secret missions or in research studies. Take this granted. Take this for granted. Now let's move forward and start discussing the planetary position of the eighth lord positioning at the fifth house. Fifth house, guys, fifth house is the house of our offspring, is the house of our children, is the house of higher education, is the house of love and romance. So, and fifth house and eighth house is fourth from the fifth house. So, if eighth lord posits at the fifth house, it will try to take you away from performing responsibilities towards your son or towards your children. So guys, all you will have to do is to perform very carefully and sincerely all the duties to your son, to your children, and see yourself getting away from any kind of worse situations. Of course, no remedies is required, only perform your duties towards your son or children and you will see magical things start materializing in your life. If not happening, you will at least be away from any kind of worse situations. It is take my words for granted. It is as simple as this. And again, as eighth house is fourth from the fifth house, so you will have to be ready to perform all your duties and responsibilities towards your mother, because fourth house symbolizes your very mother. And you will be highly educated in the field of the research studies or history, or in the field of the occult. It is as simple as this. I won't talk about a lot because it will strengthen the video, because if I start discussing all the significance regarding the eighth lord positioning at the fifth house, it will take 7 days, at least 7 days to get this video completed. So let's make it short and compact and make it easy for your understanding and move forward to the sixth house. Sixth house is the house of competition, is the house of involvement in the so-called Darwinian struggle of existence in this world of Maya. So sixth house is also the house of your debt, is the house of your enemies, is the house of your financial losses. Now if eighth lord posits there, and as eighth house is third from the sixth house, it indicates that all your efforts will be should be channelized into the spheres of the occult. Of course, it should have to be channelized into the spheres of the occult. And you will become victorious, ultimately, in the field of the occult. Eighth lord positioning at the sixth house will try to take you away from being sincere in terms of maintaining healthy daily routine or being careful in terms of spending your hard-earned money. So be careful about your responsibilities in terms of your very body, taking very care of your very self with strict and healthy routine, and be very careful in terms of spending your hard-earned money. And these are the responsibilities that eighth lord will try to take you away from, and all you have to do is to perform all these responsibilities. And for this reason, you won't have to go to branded astrologers and spend $1,000 for securing remedies, because only maintaining or transforming your behavior reactions in the way I am advising you to do, you will be able to live like a king, because sixth house makes natives kings, and you will be the king in the field of the occult. Take my words for granted. Though complete analysis of the entire natal chart is required, and do not forget that it's a general analysis, and for pinpoint prediction, the particular natal chart should have to be taken into consideration, and it takes At least as far as I am concerned, it takes at least 2 days to complete our analysis of a particular natal chart. Now, let's move forward and start analyzing the role of the 8th lord in the 7th house. As we all know, 7th house is the house of your spouse and the business. Is the house of our spouse and the business. So, 7th house is also the 12th house from the 8th house. So 8th lord posing at the 7th house will try to take you away from performing your responsibilities towards your spouse or from the marital oaths you might have taken at the time of your marriage. So guys, transform your behavior, reactions and representations to the rectified ones, mingled with love and care to your spouse. Here at the same time, I will also advise you to maintain a good and healthy relationship with the family of your in-laws, because it will also aggravate the happiness of your spouse. So do this and see magical things start wandering in your life. Here I will also like to add one more thing, that spouse refers to all of your counterparts. So whoever you encounter while existing in this world of Maya, do take very care and utmost sincerity in terms of maintaining relationships. Never ever go to using harsh words to your business colleagues, to your professional colleagues, or to anyone you are encountering with. It is as simple as this. Now, 8th lord positing at the 8th house, any planet positing at its own house delivers its highest result. So it will be no exception in terms of the 8th lord positing at the 8th house. So such natives will be number one, will be the champion in the sphere of the occult, in the sphere of the research studies like history, or in the spheres of getting involved in secret missions like secret agencies or from the behalf of any kind of government. Now suppose that 8th lord is positing at the 9th house. 8th lord is positing at the 9th house. 9th house is the house of religion, is the house of submission to the Almighty, house of the submission to the ultimate creator. So here there are higher chances for natives getting into utmost disbelief towards God. So here I like to advise such natives to get themselves entirely submitted towards the ultimate creator. Never ever take the path of aggression. Here I'll not broadly discuss the term aggression because it is social media. I'm not a fool to elaborate the term aggression in a social media platform like YouTube. So such natives should have to be always ready to help the poor, to help the needy, and be ready to sympathize or empathize with all those who are in need. Go to ashrams, go to temples, go to the religion places you are belonging from, and see transformation working magically in your life. Now suppose 8th lord is positing at the 10th house. 10th house is the house of your father. 10th house is the house of your karma. So 8th lord positing at the 10th house will try to shift your focus from the path of righteousness by misguiding you to the path of dishonesty. So always maintain the seed of honesty in the deepest core of your heart while performing any kind of deeds, irrespective of the kind of profession you are engaged into. Again, 8th lord positing at the 10th house will try to surface year of conflict of opinion with your father. So whatever the situation is, never ever get into the path of any kind of conflict of opinion with your father. If still that persists, just keep that in your heart and do all your responsibilities towards your father, because destiny or nemesis is asking you to do that, so that Mother Earth can bless you with all kinds of abundance she has in offering for all of her children, for all the souls arriving in this world of Maya. It is as simple as this. Now guys, let's move forward to the 11th house. 11th house is the house of material gains, is the house of our personal interests, is the house of our profits, is the house of the support from professional colleagues, is the house of support from our elders. So here I like to advise you that never ever take means of moving forward to the path of dishonesty, to cheating on others for the benefit of for your personal gains. Here 8th lord positioning at the 11th house will make the natives lord to gaining material profits for himself or herself, or adopting any kind of road for the self-interest or for the reason of material gains for his or her very self. The road may be mingled with dishonesty. Natives will scare scarcely about that. But here I like to tell you that 11th house is 4th from the 8th house. 8th house is the digilocker of your product. Do not forget that. So whatever you do for gaining material gains regarding the 11th house will keep on getting stored at the 8th house under the control of that traffic police. And you know the wrath of the traffic police. And again 9th house is second from the 8th house, so your product becomes your luck. And 11th house is third from the 9th house. So the effort of your product, effort of your luck, so if it is mingled with dishonesty, your product will keep on getting stored in the 8th house, in the digilocker, in the storehouse of the product. And sooner or later, at a certain stage of your life, you are bound to get caught by the traffic police, believe in my words. And you will see red signal flashing in front of your very eyes, stopping you to move even a single inch forward. Just let me clarify this from practical examples. Just answer me one thing. How many of you have seen dishonest people soaring higher and higher in terms of material gains at a certain stage of their life and succumbing to misery, succumbing to suffering at a later stage of their life, and their near and dear ones starting determining their predicament as quite deserving for their very deeds. And the people for whom those natives have earned dishonestly will get away from the side of such natives, letting them face their own karma. You have seen many criminals, you have seen many politicians, fraud politicians. My intention is not harming the sacred profession of politics. Fraud politicians soaring at the height of their career at a certain stage of their life and suffering from misery at or going to jail to spend the rest of their life at the later part of their life. And people start calling that nemesis has done the justice and these people deserve to be behind the bars. So the concept that we have learned from many of moral stories, turning into the single phrase tit for tat, tit for tat can easily be interpreted from such planetary position of the 8th lord positing at the 11th house. So guys, please be on the road of honesty. Never ever take means of the other ways of cheating on others for your material gains, because remember that 11th house is fourth from the 8th, and fourth house is the house of our mental peace, is the house of our happiness. Of course you will earn a lot of material profits, of course you will be recognized as a rich person, but you will not be able to enjoy that wealth providing you the mental peace, providing you the peace of heart at the deepest core of your heart. Believe in my words. Tit for tat. Now guys, let's move forward. The last house, the 12th house. 12th house is the house of liberation or freedom, or getting captivated in the constraints of staying engrossed in pursuits of earning more and more for our very self, ultimately getting us another birth or birth after births. 12th house is the house of ashram or the jail. And 12th house is fifth from the 8th house. So whatever you learn from the field of the occult, and remember that 8th house is the final outcome of your existence, and 8th house, 8th house is fifth to the 12th. 5th house is the house of our education, is the house of learning. So whatever you have learned, you should learn. Whatever you have learned through your practical experience during your lifespan should have to be utilized towards gaining that ultimate freedom, towards gaining liberation from the constraints of this material world. And if you still are not satisfied, if you have not been able to learn anything from your lifespan, you will get chained in the material pursuits, ultimately leading to another birth, and then another birth, and then another birth, and then another birth, and the cycle of births will keep on moving and moving and moving forward, and you won't be able to understand the very purpose of your existence. So guys, here my advice for you is to understand the lesson that you have learned during your entire lifespan, and utilize all those towards attaining ultimate liberation from this world of Maya, from this material world, from this world of material pursuits. So I think, okay, I do not think so. If this video has been of any kind of help to any of you towards enriching your insights for a better kind of living, do hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And thank you Ma, thank you Vulishankara, for enabling me with information and the capability of passing that information towards you for the purpose of enriching your insight. And this video is dedicated to my son Ishan and Tata Isharkar. Again, I am bidding an adieu with the promise that this day is not so far when I will be able to come up with video every single day. So please do tolerate that long gap of intervals between two videos. And I do not remember the name of the the name of my one of my friend commenting, asking me about information on such a concerned topic, on such a particular topic. I have not forgotten that I have written that in my very diary, and I will of course come up with that video. So don't get dismayed, just wait and be patient, so that I may be able to come up with the exact information required for enriching your insight. So again, thank you Ma, thank you Vilshankara, thank you Ishan, and adieu till the next video. Thank you my viewers also.